All right, guys, Laura Franz here, and I know that we only have 7 hours left in the day. I actually have a live stream kind of team training in New York that I'm going to be on in about an hour. So I thought I would try to cover a lot of the questions that you had asked in the feed that just turned off on my computer screen when I asked what kind of things you guys wanted to know. I know when I first started, I didn't have a whole lot of help, so I bothered people and asked them all kinds of crazy questions as I would think of them. So I was thinking, what do you guys need maybe that I could provide? And you gave me some ideas of questions that you had. So the first question I wanted to focus on was recruiting. And a few of you asked, how do I recruit people and how do I kind of handle those people who are on the fence? I don't really have a magic answer for this. I think it really depends on the person. The first time I did the 400 Club, I put some information out there about personality colors. If you probably search personality colors on this board, you will be able to take the quiz and see what color you are. So basically, I use that a lot when I'm recruiting. And I don't really recruit. I think when you try so hard to find people, you just don't. I know there's times where I was pushing for a different rank, or one of my girls might have needed one more spot to get to Ruby, or whatever it was. I found that the harder I pushed, the less happened. When I was just myself and I promoted this business as part of my life and I showed people what it did for me, then that's when people were like, whoa, what is this that you do? And that kind of opened up the conversation. So as far as recruiting, I have signed distributors from all over the place. Events. I've signed distributors off of Facebook. I've signed distributors, I don't even know. Facebook, events, parties, wrap parties for people. I may have gone to a party and ended up either signing the hostess or signing one of her friends. So I don't go out like purposefully trying to recruit people. What I do is every single person I talk to, I don't categorize them. So I don't say to myself, oh, well, she would be a good LC or she would be a good distributor. I truly present both, and I use those personality colors to kind of guide what I say to someone. So for instance, I'm at a wrap party. I meet some ladies there, and one of them tells me that she is a nurse, maybe, and we're talking, and she doesn't like to work late. She really likes to hang out with her friends. Maybe she has kids, maybe she doesn't. So I really try to get to know people, and my goal is to find out their personality color. So if I find that she's really into hanging out with her friends and she likes to go out on the weekends, and then she's probably my blue. She's going to be a blue, and she likes to party. So I'm going to talk about all the fun that I have when I do wrap parties. And while we're there, I may, at this wrap party I'm at, I may have her try to do some of what I'm doing. Even if she's not the hostess, I'm going to say to her, hey, you said you like to have fun with your friends. Why don't you do this? Or why don't you help me with the Fat Fighter demo? And usually that will kind of let her see how fun a wrap party is, and maybe she'll start thinking, I could do this. I like to have fun. I like to have parties. I like to hang out with girls. And it just kind of goes from there. If I find someone who's really a green, I'll really dive into the products. Not necessarily what's in them, but maybe the uses for them, or I just give that person a lot of information. If I have a yellow, I talk about all the friends I've made in this business and all of the great connections I have made with people and how it feels to help people, because your yellow's really going to care about helping people in just that feely part of our business. If I meet someone that's a red, I tend to be more red than anything. And so if you're a red and I meet you and I maybe think you might be good for me and my team, then I will definitely maybe say some of the things that I needed to hear. Like, girl, we can get you wherever you want to be if you work hard at this. And, I just really play into that red personality. We talk about our why. I mean, I talk to every person I've ever recruited about their why. I think part of my good side is that I get to know people so much. Part of my bad side is that I get to meet people so much, because when people quit or when people fall off the face of the earth, I kind of tend to take that personally. But at least I've made that relationship with them that even though they're not doing it works anymore, you know, I haven't damaged a relationship with someone just because they've decided to quit the business. And sometimes, someone told me this a long time ago, but they always come back. So whether it's a referral, whether it's, hey, I wish I would have never quit and I want to try this again, they always come back in some way. So you never want to damage that relationship when you're trying to recruit or when someone joins your team. I mean, people are going to tell you no. So I'm going to pull up, sorry, my screen went off, to see what other kind of questions you guys have. A big thing, too, with recruiting is I try to talk to people on the phone. I don't try to recruit people over Facebook, just through text. I always say, hey, why don't you give me a call? Let's talk about it. Or, hey, let's meet for coffee. You guys know I'm a busy mom. I'm a teacher. I don't have a ton of time, but if it means 40 minutes for me to go have coffee with someone and talk about business, I will. All right, let's see what else. Tips on keeping your team members motivated and working. Well, we talked about, I already posted, I can't motivate anyone. They have to motivate themselves. So as far as the motivating and working, a harsh reality of this business is not everyone you sign is going to do anything. I think it's Major who has a great call, I hope I'm not misquoting. Basically, you know, let's say you sign 50 people, you know, the first, I'm saying the wrong numbers, but 45 people is basically going to do nothing. So I know that's the wrong number, maybe 40 people. They're going to do nothing. Maybe 5 people dabble, and maybe out of all those 50, maybe 2 or 1 will be a runner. So you can't motivate people. All I can do is encourage and lead by example is kind of the way I see it. If I'm complaining or I'm not feeling it for this business, or if I'm down in the dumps, or, you know, that affects my whole team. If I'm going on Facebook and, you know, posting pictures of all this cool stuff I'm doing, I think it's good to a point to show people what this business provides for you and your family. But at no time do I want to make it seem like I'm bragging. I never want my team to feel like, oh, look at her, she's got all this stuff, and look at me, I'm working my butt off, and, you know, I got a $30 paycheck. So you never want people to feel that way. And I think it's motivating to let people know that, you know, you started where they are. And, you know, if that's not enough, I've told girls, you have to motivate yourself. I can't do it for you. It's just that simple. I can't motivate you. You know, I could offer you a t-shirt. Hey, if you do this, I've done contests with my team. Hey, if you do XYZ, then you'll win a free t-shirt from the store. And out of 80 people, maybe 3 people do it. So, you know, motivating has to come from inside here, and that's the reality of it. The next one, best ways of influencing and recruiting via social media and strangers. I think social media, and it came up this weekend a few times, last weekend, was to just show people what you're doing. You don't need to go on there and say, I need 5 people to sign up today. Nobody wants to see that. No one wants it. Like, if you're making it seem that your business is desperate, like, oh, I need this, or, oh, help me, people are going to start wondering, like, oh, does nobody ever sign up with her? Why is she, you know, making this plea for help? I thought it was easy for her to sign people up. Why is she begging on Facebook? So just be careful with the way you word it. I always say things like, you know, gosh, I'm so happy this weekend I was able to go to the museum center with my boys. Wouldn't it be fun to stay home every day and do this just because you can? So I just plant little seeds like that to recruit people. I don't necessarily say, now, you know, come join my business. Please help me. I need 5 people. The first 5 people, blah, you know, whatever. I just don't do that. I struggle with how to message about the business. I think I make it super complicated. I'll post some scripts that I do. You do want to keep it really simple. And I try to turn every conversation into something. So, for instance, I ran a contest on my page, and I had tons of people on there participating. One girl, she must have spent hours participating in my contest. So I sent her a message, and I said, you know what? The time you're spending participating on my contest, you could have already joined my team, and I could have shown you how to turn your participation and time into money. And she said, really? And then she told me about how her husband's laid off and they've been fighting disability for 3 years, that she's a night nurse, and that she has 3 little babies at home. So, I just try to take everything and turn it into a possibility for someone. You just got to create relationships with people. But I'll put some scripts on there. How to launch DTs when they're not in your state. I use FaceTime. So I know right now on this screen it's like fuzzy. I don't know why. But FaceTime's huge. Jessica Murphy, I know you posted on my little thread here. She lives in Canada. She lives 3 time zones behind me. And when I signed her up, it was on Facebook. I told her, let's talk before you join. And we FaceTimed. We've FaceTimed a few times since then. Facebook Messenger is great. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like a phone feature up at the top. And you can actually call people. I have girls in New Zealand. I call them using Facebook Messenger. And the great part is it's free. It lets you call for free. I think there's a maximum number of calls you can make per day. But as far as launching a new DT, I tell them to watch the training. And I will do the party pad via FaceTime or Skype or whatever they have if they need me to. So that's the one way that I do it. I never sign someone and just say, go for it. Good luck to you. Watch your training. If there's a way that I can be there, even if it's not physically, I'm there. Because that's my job as an upline. I never, ever want someone to feel like, oh, that girl just signed me up and then I never heard from her again. So that's what I do for DTs not in my state. How to train new DTs? I don't really train. I just say, here's your website. Here's your training. I send them the link. Let me know if you have any questions. And I can tell if they watch it, they'll come and ask me questions. If they don't, then I'm not going to harass someone to do their training. If they really want to do this business, then they'll get on there and they'll do their training. Sorry if that sounds hardcore, but again, you can't motivate anyone. And if they sign up and can't even do the training, well, then maybe this wasn't for them. What else we got? Somebody said, how do you get them more excited in the beginning? I do tend to check in. Hey, how's it going? Let's get your launch party booked. I can help you with it. Have you thought about a shirt? A shirt's a great way to spread news about your business. Just things like that. I try to check in. Not in a harassing MLM sort of way. I have had friends join other businesses and every maybe 12 hours, their upline sends them something. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Did you come to this training? Are you coming next Friday? Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do that with people, but I definitely try to, check in and just see how they're doing. What are my numbers? New contacts a day, follow-ups a day, parties a month, wraps a month. I have no magic number. I think you'll feel really successful at this business when you can wake up and not feel like you have to push this down people's throat, if that makes sense. I feel like when I first started, I was just so darn excited about it that I just talked to everyone. Now, I have people contacting me. And that is when you're like, wow, I really, have created a network of people. So, it's not every day. Probably I contact maybe 10 to 20 people a day, whether it's just a follow-up and say, hey, did you watch that video I sent you? Or, hey, you mentioned you wanted some greens. Have you decided if you want orange or berry? Hey, you said you were going to get on my site. Did you need some help with that? Sometimes they probably didn't even get on, but I'm going to pretend like they did and see if they need some help. So, that is that. And sometimes you just have to ask people. So I'll just get on, and if I haven't heard from someone in a while, or maybe it's a colleague from work or somebody at high school that I went to high school with, I'll send them a message. Hey, you want to have a party for me? I mean, what's the worst they could say? No. And if they say no, great. Next, I'll move on. I don't have a magic number, though, I guess, if that sounds bad. Parties a month, no magic number. Shoot, if I can do 4 or 5 a month, I'm happy. Some months are slower. Some months I have more events. Some months I have more parties. I think your goal should always be to wrap about 8 people a month, whether that's through a party or through one-on-ones, or you sell them at the grocery store to someone in the bread aisle. You know, however, Melanie, that was for you. She's famous for the bread aisle at the grocery. But anyway, what are some LC and DT recruiting gimmicks you would suggest steering clear of? I rarely give away free product. I think our products are too valuable to just give them away for free. Now, I will run contests sometimes. So I will, you know, like on my board right now, on my wall, there's a thing for tagging people, and I'm almost to 800 tags, 800 comments. That's 800 new people seeing what I have. And I'm giving away 2 wraps. Now, I know when I first started, I couldn't afford to give away 2 wraps. Anything I had, wrap-wise, I had to sell. Like, that was the name of the game. I could not use, sorry, I'm closing this because the window keeps popping up. I couldn't afford to just give away stuff. So be careful giving away things, and never make promises that you can't keep, is what I would say. You know, if you have a new DT and she lives 400 miles away, don't say, I'll come and do your first 5 wrap parties with you. Yeah, that might get her to sign, but if you can't keep that promise, then don't say that. So that's probably one thing I would say. Just be truthful and tell people. Like, when I sign someone new, I'll say, this is not like you just log on Facebook and magically have 12 customers in a day, although I'm sure some people do. I don't. You have to work at it. And so I think honesty is probably your biggest recruiting tool that you can have, is just be honest with people, whether it's with the products and what they've done for your life, or, you know, just what It Works has done for you, period. All right, I'm going on and on. What else do we have? Everything I want to know is already on this list, from keeping LCs to inspiring your team to sealing the deal with people who are on the fence. Okay, I think I've got them all. Keeping LCs, here's my tip for you. And if you learn nothing else, this might help you. I love the body wrap. Love it. I've had great results with it. My belly is on a corporate ad. I submitted it when I first started 2.5 years ago. It's the picture of the maroon shirt, and then there's a white shirt. That's my tummy. You can actually, well, I'm not going to swing it around for you, but my thermostat is in the picture, so it's me. Probably 90% of my business is our awesome supplements and our skincare. And I'm telling you this for this reason. I have found over the past 2.5 years, if I sign up a loyal customer on wraps, 9 times out of 10, and I hope I won't get in trouble for saying this, but in my experience, this is how it works. 9 times out of 10, after those 3 months, if they just get wraps, they turn off their auto ship and they order the wraps whenever they want them again. Okay? 9 times out of 10, though, if someone orders supplements, chances are they will stay on that auto ship a lot longer. Let's say I have somebody get a skinny pack month 1. Month 2, they get a box of wraps and defining gel. Month 3, they say, oh my gosh, I loved those Fat Fighters, and they get the Fat Fighters, and then they stay on a Fat Fighter auto ship for 2 years. I've had people on auto ship for over 2 years because they love the supplements, and they love the free shipping, and they love the products, so they just keep getting it. In my experience, that has not happened with wraps. I think people use their 12, and then they figure, oh, I'll just get them when I want to wrap again. Whereas the supplements, if you have greens, you don't say, I'm going to stop taking them after 3 months and see how it goes. I'll get them in 5 months when I feel like I want greens again. You're going to say, wow, I feel amazing when I take greens, and I can never live without these again. So that would be one tip for keeping LCs, is even if they order wraps, I try to show them the importance of not just being beautiful on the outside, but feeling good and being beautiful on the inside. And that's where our supplements come into play. So, all right, I've maxed out like 20 minutes. I don't even know if this will post onto Facebook. I doubt it. I'll have to put it on my YouTube channel, but I will try to post again tonight. Again, I have a training in New York with a presidential sideline of mine who I just adore. So I'm going to get on that, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for letting me answer questions for you. I just want to say that It Works has truly changed my family's life, and you know, you've read my story. You see that, I mean, awful things have happened to me in the past 2.5 years. Awful, awful, awful. I don't want to ugly cry while I'm on here with you. But I just keep pushing. You can't quit. I will never quit this business. I don't care if I go down to one customer. I've lost over 50 pounds on the products. I feel good. My husband's happy. He gets to stay home with our kids every day. I can still do what I love, which is teaching. And I can use my skills from teaching. I have a degree in, a master's degree in leadership, educational leadership. I could be a principal. So I love that I can use those skills for my business. I'm not a principal. I'm still a teacher at school. But I love that I can teach every day and still do this business and still have a family life and still have a friend's life and still do all the things that I love. So that's all. That's all I got for you. I hope I answered your questions. If you have any questions for me, feel free to message me. I am 100% one team, one mission. I might not answer you right away, but I'm pretty good at answering messages back. And that's all I got for you. So have a great night, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.